Okay. Okay, my mic okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Welcome back, Brother Gregory.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. A lot has happened since
Yeah.
then, and a lot is fixing to happen.
Well, I must thank you. Since we posted the first interviews, I just did the count. As of today, you're over 3 million views in terms of all the clips and everything.
Well, people are hungry for information. And information that's not filtered through the press. The press is part of the system. I mean, Rockefeller, man, the richest people in the world, going to let the New York Times and LA print what they want to print. A bunch of unethical thugs, pimps and whores, and they control everything. And because we, the people, hear what they tell us, and because they white folks, not black folks, even questions it, And then all at once, you all came through. 44,000 internet radios and sending information out here. You see, that's what Trump knows. And he knows there's certain things he better not say. And so you got white Americans here. I grew up in a all-black neighborhood in St. Louis. So I wasn't around the white folks, okay? And so in order to look back and see, you have to do research on, I was not around no white folks, except the good ones. I'm talking about not racist, the ones that come and collect the money or sell you something, And then when you start doing the research and you realize Sears and Roebuck was invented by a black man, And then some kind of way they bought him out. I don't mean negatively, but if you ever shopped at Sears and you get a bill, the store says Sears, but legally all the bills have to say Sears and Roebuck, or you don't have to pay them. Okay? And so who can have the time to drill into that? There's no way that all the stuff you got, Jones and them thugs don't know about it. But they scared. See, I didn't know white folks were scared. I never lived around them. I saw the movies, they weren't scared. The military. Have you asked yourself just one simple question? We're the richest country in the world. We have the mightiest research in the world. So how can we send soldiers to Vietnam, Korea, little countries that ain't got a nickel? And how our soldiers come back with all kind of syndromes? American soldiers commit suicide, 46 every day. Vietnamese is not doing it. Now, they don't have huge hospitals and research, and somebody said, wait a minute, there's something going on here we don't know about? I mean, that's real serious. But because nobody cares nothing about a veteran, not even a veteran, anytime you go kill somebody for somebody you don't know, but they're not going to send their children, and the folks that make the money is the munitions people, there's something wrong with that. The president 6 months ago signed an $80 billion check for jet planes. Now, you don't hear them on TV or radio begging for money like they do for veterans. You mean you sign an $80 billion check to the airline industry that's making planes, but the people who's been wounded, and one leg cut off, and arms cut off, and all kind of mental things. And so the closest I've come to saying, what's the difference between me and the Vietnamese? Well, if you're not Christian, if you're not no religion, growing up in America, you hear thou shalt not kill. You hear that. So I wonder, is this what makes Americans? Is that implanted there, thou shalt not kill, and they see they are killing people? I don't know. But you sit and you look and you say, hey man, something is not right about this. And then you have you know, if you look at your rich Christians in America, rich, they don't wear crosses. DuPont, Mellon, Rockefeller. The Pope don't wear crosses except when they're doing some kind of ritual. You see, I look at black folks that talk about we was here billions of years before white folks were. That means everything white folk got, they took it from you and then made it white. Made it white. If you was here, which you were. And so when you stop and think about the dinosaur, the dinosaur was here 3 billion years ago. The dinosaur, 3 billion years ago. They were bigger than mountains. But what they didn't tell you, so was the butterfly here when the dinosaur was here. And so was the turtle. The turtle was here. Turtle's still here. And so when you move from the religion that we've been trained to the real, universal force. See, the word God means power. We know about no God. That's why they call the mob the Godfather. And you ain't heard nobody complain. And so when you stop and think about the same God that made the moon and the sun and the rivers made me. So when I look at my hands, and I got 5 fingers on each hand, and it never changes. That God don't make no mistake. No mistake at all.
Well, that's one of the things that I wanted to ask you about. We didn't get around to. I mean, you speak of the universal God, the power of the universe. And I was really curious, like, are there things that we can do to tap into that power?
We're born into it. It's like you born with $10 billion in the bank, but they told you it wasn't there. It's still there. They can't steal it. They can use it as long as you don't know you have it. You know. And then you've been duped by your parents, and they didn't know. If my mother heard me talking on a show like this, she'd call the police. And that's my mother. This is the woman that would hawk her house to put bail money up if I actually murdered somebody. So when you sit and think about, here's that universal force That's who made your hair, not Sears and Roebuck, not Target. Do you think that God put something on you that need to be cut off? Think about that.
So, why is it that so many of us are still in the dark about this?
Why wouldn't you be in the dark? You've been trained to be in the dark. Been trained. I mean, on Thanksgiving, we pray for the abundance. Now think about this for a minute. If I work for you and you pay me $1,000 a week, oh man. So one day I want to thank you. So do I give you a day for free or do I charge you $10,000? Which one?
I guess I'd take the free day.
Yeah, I'm not asking you, guess would you take? I said, if I'm talking about you, if I want to say thanks to you,
Okay.
do I give you a day for free or do I charge you $10,000? That's a simple question. Huh? I work for free.
Okay.
So on Thanksgiving, if that's the day we pray to the universe, thanks, then why don't we not eat that day? Why do you eat more that day than you eat any other day in the year? That's all I'm trying to say. You know, I'm not here to trick you or nobody else. Huh? And you can't trick me because I started off like you. Huh? I started off as ignorant. I had ignorant mother, ignorant father. Huh? I remember one day, my brothers and sisters said to my mother, you know, Richard don't say no blessing over food. And that scared her, because she's scared of God. So she grabbed my ears. I didn't know it was her. I looked around at her, I said, bitch, you out your motherfucking mind? She said, what'd you call me? I said, I called you a bitch. Where'd you hear that? I hear Daddy call you that all the time, and you ain't never grabbed his ears. He's the one that bring women in the house. He's the one that steals the rent money. I've never. Why do I not say the blessing? The Indians taught us Thanksgiving. How many black folks do you know, including you, have ever said thanks to the Indians on that day? And so I say, wow, man, what a, is that not hard to figure out? And so 3 hours later, after my dad called all that and hit her and knocked her down, I hear him back in the back room making them strange sounds. So I made a deal with my mother. I said, if you come down the basement and pray over what I stole, I'll come up here and pray over what you stole. I'm a better thief than you. I just can't justify it by religion. I see you come out them rich white folks' homes and stole food and then come here and cook it and then want me to say the blessing over it? I don't pray over stolen food. I was 9 years old, man. Out here looking and seeing things. Didn't know what it meant. Went to church. Heard all the stories. Why would the universal force that gave me everything I have give me hair if it had to be cut off? These little eyelashes have never been put where your feet is. But we're so busy into the, and this is what's going to change stuff. And some of y'all got it, don't not even know what you're putting out there. But there's people out there been listening.
Well, definitely. I mean, I watch our talks many a time, and every time I see something new, as I evolve, as my consciousness evolves, I hear even more truth.
Yeah.
So, but help me, help us come out of the dark.
How you supposed to come out there? You own a Rolls Royce. I'm on welfare, nigga. Don't ask me. Well, I haven't got a Rolls Royce. You have to stop. Y'all keep talking, huh? You keep talking, man, and you shut the fuck up, huh? Cause the next thing you don't know, huh? A Rolls Royce. You got. I got a used Chevy. So why you gonna sit and compare yours to mine and wonder why I haven't got one? Everything the universe want me to have, I got the same thing Queen Elizabeth got. Huh? I got the same thing. You see, the universe made women, and men made queens. The universe made men, and men made kings. The difference between a woman and a queen and a man and a king is the way you wrap the gift. So I see your sister, I say, hey baby, you sure mellow, wow. So to convince her I love her, I go buy her a gift. I go to Target. But on the way back, I stop at Saks Fifth Avenue, and get them to put Saks Fifth Avenue tags in. I go by Neiman Marcus and get him to gift wrap it. Oh, he loves me. Huh? See how it works? See how it works? And so we give them special power to oversee us. And that's about to change now, because there's a new set of people. You know, one of the interesting stories about the guy that put an airline company together that embarrassed all the other airlines is JetBlue. He didn't believe in hiring nobody out of college. And the thing took off so fast, he had to go on the stock market to get money. That fast. So now he had to have a board of directors. He didn't own it no more. He got stock, cash, but when you're dealing with other people's money. So they asked him some questions, said, well, we can't use, so they fired him. Now in firing him, they had to give him X $1 billion worth of stock, cash. He's still with the company, but he don't make decisions. So then he ended up opening up PayPal. PayPal. Now how you gonna figure out something if you don't know that? You do the same thing my ignorant, leave it alone. So now he has the #1 airline company in the world in South America. Here's what he figured out. If you lived in South America, the roads are raggedy. The airports is caving in. So your father and mother live 80 miles from you. You see them once every 3 years. Then he came in with that JetBlue mentality and fixed them planes, made them larger. So now you can go visit your father every week for $30 round trip. See, you got to let the shit go. Huh? They can go anytime they want now. Huh? And come back. This is the new thinking out here now. Okay, so you can't come with old shit and work. That's over.
Right. You said in one of our previous interviews, it's the dawning of a new age.
Yeah. So when you sit and keep your mouth shut, and you look at all them folks in Silicon Valley, it's a new group of thinkers. Those are what they call Indigo children. They go out there broke. 2 years, they're billionaires. Billionaires. And they keep going. Some of them is government stuff. You know, I never believed in the woman that wrote Harry Potter. You stupid. She's in a home for poor folks. She's on welfare. And she writes a book that gives her billions of dollars. Please. Please. And then one day, the Japanese found out the hard way what a lot of us knew. Children start falling dead in the movies. And they realize that's mind control. It's just so simple. She did all that on welfare. No, somebody give it to her so they'll trust her. Nobody would trust. And so, consequently, when you look at the human body, when I was a little boy, I'm 85 this year, I was a little boy, I used to hear old men, you know, call their testicles two below. Two below. So if somebody come out and ask most folks what are two, you try to figure it out, you don't know. The sperms live at a temperature two below your body's temperature. It's simple. But not simple when ignorant folks is trying to figure it out. And so in the summertime, the testicles swing down. That's why the Arabs wear the baggy pants. In the wintertime, they swing up. If you go home today and get in the bathtub and tell somebody to turn the hot water on, you see your testicles hang down. You say turn the cold water on, you see them pull up. So when the Germans came out with the jockey shorts, that's to sterilize you. Okay? If you look at a baseball game, you see the player and they go down and touch their testicles. They feel something, they don't know what it is. They got a jock strap on, and that's a violation. The universe fixed it so those sperms will live at a body temperature 2 degrees below the body temperature. So in the old days when they made trucks, the reason truck drivers couldn't have children because they put the engine under the seat. Kills the sperms.
Wow. Well, just going back to Indigo children again. So it's a dawning of a new era. It's a new level of consciousness that this next generation has.
1985, they started being born. IQs of 200. If you and your wife had an indigo child, while y'all sleep, they traveling at night to other planets. In the black community, most of them end up getting killed because the ignorance that we have, that because of oppression, I can't stand a child talking a certain way. So we take them to doctors, they put them on Ritalin, and they end up dead.
Well, that bears a question. So, do human beings have certain abilities that science cannot ascribe?
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
The planet's been here for billions of years.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
But like how is it that man is able to cross certain boundaries? Like, one of the, like, just breaking through in technology, breaking through in this. Is it collective thought? Is it spiritual thought?
I don't know. You ask a scientist that. See, the problem with y'all try to answer them. What you left out is the trillions of dollars that was spent to move them to that level.
Okay.
Huh? What's it cost to go to Howard University compared to what it costs to MIT? What kind of test you take to get in MIT? Compared to what you take to get in other schools. Howard University is probably the #1 black institution on the planet and the most money. But Howard University, named after a white general, General Howard, that became famous for killing Indian children. So what are you going to? Spelman, the #1 black woman school on the planet, named after Rockefeller's mama. Named after Rockefeller's mama. And the sad part about most of y'all don't know that. If you shut up, say, wait a minute. What did she do? What's her claim to fame? It's that simple. Then you look her up and you find out who she is. Can you imagine a Jew naming one of their #1 institutions after Hitler's mama? And so when you stop and you think, it's here. Here, you was born with it. Well, I need somebody to tell me I am somebody, because I don't know I am. You got here the same way I got here. I got here the same way he got here. We got here the same way Queen Elizabeth got here. A penis goes into a vagina and it ejaculates 500 million sperms. And the one responsible for you and me and him and Queen Elizabeth outran 500 million sperms and got there first. Didn't no one sperm come out and slowly stroll up the fallopian tubes. If you said, man, we're going to dinner tonight, it's 500 million restaurants here, I'm gonna take you to the best one, I know I'm in for a good meal. Now, let's go back. When the ejaculation starts, the sperms now come out the testicles, comes through the prostate, and that's where they get the electrical charge. Before then, they're just laying dormant. And then it comes down, and so, because I live in a system where a white boy done took my manhood, So that's why when I'm having sex with my woman, I want her to yell and holler, and I'm trying to get my manhood back. And that wasn't meant for that. Get it, Daddy? Black man is the only man, American black, the only black man on the planet talking about good pussy. What the fuck is good pussy, nigga? What's good pussy? Mildred got some good pussy. Well, she's into her fifth husband. 4 of them didn't think it was that good. What do you know about Mildred that they don't know? So then you start saying, wait, something's not right. In America, black men is 4%. 82% of prostate cancer death in America is black men. Hey, wait a minute. I live in a country almost 500 million people, and I'm 4%, but 82% of prostate cancer death? Nobody thinks about that. Nobody thinks about that. Why? Because I'm having sex to have fun and get a manhood back. The universe gave me that to produce another God. We're the only man on the planet, a black American man, that call our black woman strong. You're strong, sister. But call your car beautiful. And I don't think it's no accident a cop will shoot your mama, your dad, your baby in the head 40 times, but won't shoot your car. Because it feels something that comes over you that would not let that happen. Do you know why more white women is dying now from heart strokes than black women?
No.
Okay. Because all at once the civil rights movement gave them laws to liberate them. You ever walk down the street and you get to the corner and they got that little indenture for wheelchairs? That came out the civil rights movement. And we didn't ask for it. They forgot to put for black only, so it covered everybody. A woman couldn't fly a plane before us, civil rights movement. A woman couldn't be a sky cap. A woman couldn't shine shoes at the airport. And then the civil rights movement came through, because before that, you could only be a stewardess, white only, a stewardess. You had to look like something out the center page of Playboy magazine. And because of our movement, you get on a plane now and see an old, ugly, short, fat white woman. We got her that job. That's simple. We got her that job. Nobody went through the type of slavery that black folks in America. And yet, something in me that white boy couldn't change. There's never been a slave where the slave owner hired the slave to take care of their children, to cook their food. And y'all don't even see that. Whatever it was they did, it didn't work. I'm not a killer. King took on the mightiest army in the history of the planet and beat him. Beat him with no gun. Y'all motherfucking punks running around talking about, we do this, you ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. Most of you don't even know the Black Panther was government agents. Huey Newton was a drug pusher for the government, okay? And so when you look and see what they were doing, and so when they got ready to kill him, they told the whole world he died in a drug shootout. You know how stupid you got to be that you all have cameras and knowledge. And if somebody don't like y'all, hold a press conference, let's kill all the camera people. You don't tell nobody who you're gonna kill, the mob don't. So if you was a light-complected cop, married to a black woman, live in a black neighborhood, and you hear some black folks say, kill the white racist pig, police. You light-complected. You ain't never passed for white, but every time you see a black man, that's what they wanted. And then there's another thing. I lived in a neighborhood. I saw black folks whiter than white. White and white. See, the reason they stuff didn't work, they didn't qualify to see nothing but ignorant, knife-tooting, gun-shooting Negroes. You saw your uncle, who was a doctor, your mother, who was a principal. They didn't see that. So that's why they scared of me. I'm not scared of them because your daddy was more white than any white person I ever saw in the movie. Huh? My aunt who's holding me, I see what, they never saw white black folks. That's what they scared. The ones they saw was the one they wanted them to see. Now how do you figure that out when you don't have the rhythm to figure it out? So now how you gonna reform a cop? You white, you the prosecutor. You got to get elected. Huh? That county you live in, ain't no black folks in that county. So here's a white cop shoot 12 black folks dead. You think you gonna prosecute them? With them ignorant white folks that got to vote for you every 4 years and you buying a house, gonna send your children to college, you got to pay insurance. You can't change that till you understand that and change that. How many black folks go to jobs that's dangerous, but they can't stop? They can't stop, they got to keep going. Now, how do you make a cop change? Simple. You pass legislation and say every cop have to be insured. So we'll take out policy. Everybody carry a gun, have to be insured. The first time you violate that, you lose your license. If you're a cab driver, you can't drive your cab, you ain't got no license. Now, do you hate niggas more than you like feeding your family? Then your behavior changes. Make you like me, make you have to be careful about the people you do like. And every cop, their children should go to school for free. Because you got to give them something that they can't afford to lose. It's that simple. You drive down the street, you get 5 moving tickets, you lose your license. That's what make you stop at that stop sign.
Right. But they don't, the system doesn't want to punish cops.
I didn't say that. I didn't ask you the question. I didn't say, did they? I said, here's how you do it. You telling me they don't want, huh?
I'm leading into something else.
No, I don't want you to lead into something else.
Okay.
Because my ignorant grandmother, you have to tell me they don't want to punish cops like I don't know that. Before your ass was born, I knew that. I said, give them something to lose. Do you hate me, motherfucker, more than you love your children? Huh? How many times have you stopped when you was in a hurry? Because you didn't want a ticket, because one more ticket you can't. Huh? That's all. I want to hear this ignorant shit you talking. You got to take it to another level. Huh? All of us have tried that. All of us have behaved so we get a birthday present from our mom and dad. Huh? That's a no-brainer. Until you come in and say, well, the soldiers, why you fucking think soldiers come in and listen in training, because if they don't, there's a punishment. Huh? It's simple. That's all I'm saying. I didn't come here to answer ignorant questions. No, I'm not saying that. Okay. I heard what you said like I didn't know it. Nigga, I knew more shit when I was 9 years old than you know now. Huh? Because my mother worked for billionaire white folks and said they got books that white folk can't read. Okay, I didn't know that. That's all I'm saying. Huh? You wasn't born driving a car. You learned it. Huh?
Of course.
Okay. You wasn't born knowing when you hear a siren you're supposed to stop. But I tell you what you was born with. When I was a little boy, I wanted a fire truck for Christmas, not a police car. Hear me? Where'd that come from? You born with it. You born with it. It's that simple. And so, when King came through, them nigger-hating white folks, he didn't ask the question you asked. Let's move. Let's do it. Okay? Let's do it. It's that simple. It's that simple. And so when you look at it, give me something I can't refuse. How many cops have been fined and lost their job because somebody put a camera? Ain't nobody talk about, well, they ain't gonna change. Somebody put a fucking camera, huh? But long as you locked into some bullshit, through this nigger shit they talk, you'll never change it. A camera. As simple as a camera. Huh? I remember black folks used to, well, the nigga must have did something wrong if the cops shot him. They can't say that now because they're looking at the film.
El Chapo, did you follow that?
Who?
The Mexican drug lord that they just caught.
Wait. Let's back up.
Am I changing it too fast?
No. I said, let's back up.
Okay.
A little pissy-ass, drug addict punk. The movie guy here.
Yeah, Sean Penn.
Found him when the CIA and the Mexican town couldn't find him, and you buy that shit? Huh? Are you crazy? Let me say this again. They didn't know. He's recognized all over the world. They didn't see him coming in the country. Killed everybody that was around here except him. See, some of the shit you should not ask or don't expect me to give you a question answer out of it.
Okay.
It's right there. Right there. But you have to ask another question. Then thousands of, here's the question you ask. All the drugs come over here from Mexico. That's what they tell us, right?
Yeah.
Then how come the Russians can't slip spies over here? If little children can slip in here, how come they can't slip KGB in here over the border? That's, what was the game? The game.
Well, speaking of drugs, I mean, more states are legalizing marijuana. You know, what are the health benefits of marijuana? Are there health benefits to marijuana? Why is it being legalized now?
I really don't believe you asked me that, but.
Well, that was a question that somebody asked me to ask you, but.
About 300 years ago, America sent the scientists to Colombia to study hieroglyphics. They hadn't cracked the code, but they know one day they would. So in studying hieroglyphics, they asked a simple question. Simple question of so they copied stuff, took pictures of stuff on the caves, drew stuff. So 150 years later, they cracked it. And here's what it said. White man, one day the white lady gonna do to your children what you have done to ours. And back then, cocaine wasn't called the white lady. The reason I said I'm surprised you asked me that, every minute we've been together since you picked me up, 81% of everybody who OD'd in America is white folks. That's why I'm surprised. White folks. The #1 drugged out state in America as of 2 months ago is Utah. The people of Utah, now the first responders say we could save a lot of them, but the folks, because of their religion, they want to clean up the house before they let us in. The second highest state is Sanders State. Ain't no black folks live there. No. The biggest thing they don't understand, and they'll hear it after they hear this, is 91% of those white folks that die. I mean, how could you not know that? Then if these cops was killing dogs like they killing black folk, the cops would have been in the elected chair. Okay? And so the people who run it know the problems they got it was white folks. Black folks ain't gonna do nothing. They come in here now and say, oh, you niggas get out of here, I'll kill you. I'll probably be the only one to die. I know y'all will stay, y'all gonna stay, but I ain't dying that bullshit because I know you. That's what this is about, man. Right. So now watch this. When you go to bed tonight, your heart, your brain tells your heart to keep beating while he sleep. Keep beating while he sleep. The new heroin they're giving these white children shut that part of the brain down. That's why 91% of the death happens after midnight. That's what this is about.
No, I just saw a few weeks ago they said that the life expectancy of white women has gone down as a result of suicide and drug death.
And I thought I covered that a little while ago when I said that's the civil rights movement. We opened up the doors so they could get the jobs that they never had. And so that's what's affecting them.
The stress.
It's more than stress, man. Shit. As a man, before they could get those jobs, man, we could get in the car, man, and go fuck bitches and then go home. They can do that now. They never had the opportunity. It wasn't that they didn't want to. They never had the opportunity. They drink wine at home. They go to the bar now. Anytime you go to a white hotel and see a white woman checking in, that's a man's job she got. And all the rest of it go along with it. You could also look and see drunken driving and increase, because usually when they drinking wine, they're at home. They're on the street now. See, your birthday, the day you was born, not the year, the month, just the day you was born.
The 20th.
The 20th, okay. So you celebrate your birthday on the 19th, the day before. Okay. Christmas Eve party. It's the birthday of Jesus Christ. New Year's Eve, birthday of the new year. So in cities like this here, and where you live, on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, you can call the police and they got to take you home for free, or they can go to jail. But they don't have to do that on Christmas Day or New Year's Day. And I remember when I was a little boy, you see the old black folks cooking the Christmas meal. But it'd be Christmas Eve, and they be eating. Come on here, salad, let me fix you this salad. You do the right things for different reasons when you in order. When I was a little boy, black folks used to drink eggnog, and it would be brown. Go to white folks, eggnog would be white. Why? Nutmeg is 3,000 times more potent as a drug than cocaine, heroin, and crack. Nothing a Christian like to feel good and don't have to be accused of drinking. That's simple.
The leaders of this march are now on their way to the White House to see President Kennedy, but among the dignitaries still here is Dick Gregory. Dick, what are your feelings at the end of this long and rather exciting day?
Well, my feelings is, after being here, witnessing this, that as long as there's a man alive on the face of the earth, this day will always be remembered the world over.
What do you think were the high spots?
Well, the high spots, to me, and I think psychologically to many people, this was the first time in the history of this country a group of Negroes have ever been invited anywhere.
It was the first time that all black folks got invited to the nation's capital. Sammy Davis, Lena Horne, good athletes. King said, come to Washington, D.C. They came. They came.
I'd like to say thank you very much, and it's a pleasure being here, and nice being out of jail. And I'm very confused this year because I never thought I'd see the day I would give out more fingerprints and autographs.
When the girls was killed in Birmingham, and King said, forgive them at the funeral, I had no problem. When I came here for the black man that threw that bomb in that woman's house in Baltimore and killed her and her 6 children, her husband for the funeral was still alive. He's in the hospital. So I had my man call my wife. I said, baby, make me a ticket from London to Baltimore and have Reggie pick me up and take me back to the airport after the funeral. So I'm sitting there. And the mayor of Baltimore, who eventually became governor, he read King's whole speech from Birmingham. So when it get to the point where King said we should love them and not hate them, I couldn't do it, man. I can forgive them nigger-hating crackers. Have you ever tested yourself to see if that shit's in your head? I didn't know it was in mine. I couldn't say it, man. I couldn't say it. So I called my wife and said, baby, change my plane. I said, I can't say forgive this black man. I'm not leaving here until I can. So I finally got to the point where I said it, but I said it fast, you know, like you throw a brick and duck. I said, no, nigga. And I sit there. I didn't know I had it. I raised 10 fucking children with that shit in my head and didn't know it. Where'd it come from? Garbles, baby food. You ever seen it? Did you buy carrots or did you buy a white woman? Because the child sees the white woman. And they've done research now that as old as you are, they can give you the test, and every time they flash a white woman in front of you, they can pick up a thing that says love. UCLA did it. Okay? So at what point do we take it to another level?
What do you think the day has accomplished for the movement?
I think this day, not only for the movement, but for America. I think peoples all over the world will know how loyal the Negro is to America, how much we feel towards the problems here, how much we feel towards America, because it's a heck of a thing for peoples all over the world to see the pictures coming out from Birmingham, hearing some of the Southerners make the nasty remarks they make, and to be able to witness something like this, the people that's being prosecuted against, with nothing but happiness and joy.
Thank you very much. We've been talking to Dick Gregory, the comedian here at the Lincoln Memorial.
Queen turned 90.
Hmm?
The Queen just turned 90. There was a big celebration. And coincidentally, it was the same day that Prince passed away.
And it was the same day she was here in Washington, D.C. Front page of the Washington Post. Got her family dressed in pink, purple. And that's when she announced that Charles won't get, it's going to skip over him and point to the little boy, the Prince. The same day they killed Prince. They killed Prince on the plane. And that plane is owned by Warren Buffett. And so those are the games they play, man.
Well, let's talk about Prince, because you knew Prince, right?
No, he knew me.
Okay.
He talked about me because of I don't hang out with entertainers.
Okay.
But there's no way that now that they come out and say he died from AIDS. Okay? Well, remember, the night that he died the next day, he was on the plane. That same night they put him on the plane, he did a one-man concert at 8 o'clock and then another one. You saw it? Did it look like he was dying from AIDS?
No.
Okay, case closed.
Why did they want him dead now?
See, you ask me shit that I don't qualify to answer.
Okay.
Why did they want him dead now? Huh?
I'm asking.
Because the white folks that killed him, they're not like niggas and ignorant white folk. I'll kill you, motherfucker. They do it 10 years later. Now, if I had to guess, I think when he went into that record company and talked to them folks with that slave thing on it, that's what got him killed. Kill no nigga for no money. Ain't nothing but chump change he got. Chump change.
So, like a lot of people are saying, he had gotten the rights to his recordings.
I got the what?
The rights to his master recordings.
Well, they tell you that so you can repeat it. How you know?
He had said it.
Huh?
He had said it. His lawyers.
How you know that was him? How you know who the fucking lawyers was? Huh?
Okay.
Huh? That's where you, see, you talking to the master, but I got the listeners. You know how many agents, the number one government agent is the mayor of Chicago's brother. Huh? Okay? Ain't nothing but CIA. Huh? So y'all come with this little old weak shit. Huh?
Well, I'm just curious.
No, you can't be curious out of ignorance.
Okay.
Huh?
All right. So.
I just told you what I thought.
Yes, sir.
Okay? But they're gonna tell you the motherfucker didn't have no insurance, no will, but they got motherfuckers do his hair before he go out on stage. Motherfucker twist the back of his clothes, make sure ain't no lint on it, but they can convince you he didn't have no goddamn. If you hate all your family, you do what that woman did, the billionaire woman in New York, Hemsley, left it to her goddamn dog. But y'all can't even see that because these crackers told you about the nigga. Huh? It's a game. It's a fucking game, man. And the most important thing, the plane he was on is owned by Warren Buffett. He's the one who rented the planes.
So there were pictures that TMZ circulated, supposedly of Prince riding a bicycle and waiting outside of a Walgreens.
I'm surprised you asked me that. I mean, this is for the people. That was after he came back from Atlanta. Day before he died, outside the compound. And you didn't see no crowds around the motherfucker. Hey, Prince, huh? Then who in the fuck is TMZ?
They're owned by Time Warner,
And who in the fuck is Time Warner?
his old record company.
Huh?
His old record company.
Okay, case closed. It's a game. We even investigated the fucking mayor. The mayor of that little town said he ain't never met Prince. Okay? Oh? Okay. It's a game, man.
So, I mean, the last thing on that, I know Tavis Smiley after Prince passed, Tavis Smiley said that he introduced you to Prince and that you had talked.
He introduced him to a show I did. I've never met Prince.
Okay.
I don't hang out with entertainers, no athletes.
Okay. So he saw when you did the State of the Black Union
Yeah,
address and talked about the chemtrails. You turned him on to something. So,
Truth don't have to be validated by ignorance. I don't have to be validated, especially by an entertainer.
two other things since we last talked. I know you said that Michael Jackson, his passing, he was killed, but it had nothing to do with the Sony catalog. But the estate just sold the rights back of the Beatles catalog back.
That didn't happen until after he was dead. He bought the Beatles for $12 million. After they killed him, they sold it for $2 billion. That's white supremacy. Nigga, you can't own this.
Well, this may be unrelated. I don't know. It just happened yesterday as we taped this, but Tupac's mom just passed away.
Yeah, well, the important thing about Tupac's mom is the movie that just came out last Friday with the #1 acting guy in the world now.
Oh, Tom Hanks. The
Tom Hanks
movie. Yeah, the building a hologram. The hologram.
The first person they used on a fucking hologram was Tupac after he died. Wasn't it? You ever put that together? And then all at once, he's in Saudi Arabia. Ain't nobody seen the king in 2 years, and the king show up, hologram. And then Tuesday, that bitch dead.
And some people were disappointed you didn't elaborate more on Tupac's death.
Who?
The viewers, like you said, you told the truth about Tupac being killed. That the shot came.
Shut that off. Yeah, shut that down.